them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what's the purpose of a subpoena if you're not even going to show up to court?
Right.
Let me not show up for a subpoena.
Where you going to be? Under the fucking jail.
Clink, clink. Oh, could you handcuff me in front? My shoulder's bad. Like, these dudes, it's like, yo, I'm not coming and do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. They damn sure do that.
We have to, we have to start, the country has to start, we have to start prosecuting with the laws that are on the books.
Yeah.
Domestic terrorism was set up for Muslims who carried out terrorism in the United States. Right? That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Because nobody else is being prosecuted under that. Right? And this dude that shot up the grocery store was actually going to go to a school first. The grocery store was his second option. Or he was going to a school afterwards. Like, either or. Like, he was about to take out the babies. Right? The babies. I'm so confused as to why this dude didn't just get straight to a firing squad. Because you can't be not guilty. I mean, you can be, but you can't be. He needs to be prosecuted in Buffalo where he committed the crime.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
the jury needs to be. Yeah, the jury needs to be 11 blacks, one white. One white dude that got a black father. Mama white, daddy black.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But those two questions that you had about, domestic terrorism and the hate crime, they're on the books, but they're on the books for us, not for them. It's a double standard. And I tell people all the time, like, excuse me for whoever woke me up, I appreciate it. I kind of wish I stayed asleep. Because too much shit bothers me now. Yeah. I feel like, I tell my wife all the time, I feel like I'm going to do some shit and I'm going to lose it all after working this hard. Because you don't understand, like, the angst. That's the only word the angst that builds up. Like, every time this shit happens, we see the real story, and then we see what Fox News puts up.
Fox News.
So at some point, they're going to put black inner city crime. They're going to run that on the Chiron underneath that story at some point. Because I watch them all. You have to watch. You have to be informed.
You have to watch.
You know what I mean? It's scary though. It's scary though to see the blatant racism that is, like, now it's before it was hiding. Now it's just in your face. I see it at the gym. I'll go to Gym LA Fitness. I see it all the time. Motherfuckers with Let's Go Brandon shirts. Saw a dude this morning today had on a Trump shirt, like a motorcycle club, like Sons of Anarchy.
Right.
It said the Sons of Trump.
Oh my fucking God.
And it had Trump's face on like a muscular body. And I was like, if this motherfucker ain't a clown.
A whole fucking clown without the circus.
A whole clown. And he changed his shirt to put that one on, like, yo, look at my swag. And I was like, yo, these white folks. Yeah. I said, I wish I really wish a motherfucker would. Because we will fisticuffs right there. And then I'll probably get locked up that day, but it would be because I know that some of them run around looking at us like the N-word and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, yo, stay strong. It's a few of us in there. I'm like, yo, stay strong. Stay strong. We good. We good. If something go down, I'm right here. My man right there. But like, they looking at us crazy now. And I'm afraid to go back to what my man said. I'm afraid, like, if that shit happens, like, where do we go from there? I never thought that this would even be a topic of a conversation, like, in America.
Right, yeah.
Like, in 2020. We supposed to be in flying cars. Like, we still try and make sure we don't get hung.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you talked about hate crime and domestic terrorism being on the books, and who is it for? Who is it for? Who is it for? Like I said, I think the title hate crime is just a pacification and a bunch of bullshit. All these laws were on the books before we were free.
True.
When we began to revolt, fight for hours, act up as far as they are concerned, we got segregation, we got more rights, we got more freedoms, we got more of this. That's when it shifted to these laws for them niggas over there. if you do something blatantly, maybe to one of them or to one of your own, you might get a slap on the wrist. If you do something extreme to one of your own, or if you're in a certain geographical location, maybe those laws are applied to y'all equally. But I just don't like the term hate crime, because since Sleepy Joe has been in office, President Biden, we got the Asian hate bill. And it's like, what is the difference between the Asian hate bill and a hate crime? I'm not one to dig into the weeds of these separate bills, but my whole thing is hate crime has been on the books for a long time. Asian hate just came about because the Asians are mad. But they've been doing stuff to Asians for about as long as they've been doing stuff to blacks. I mean, they did have Asians on the railroad back in the day, building it across America. So I that shit is bullshit to me. Domestic terrorism. I mean, yes, he committed a hate crime. Yes, he committed domestic terrorism, but as Blake pointed out, this was more geared towards Muslims doing things to Americans. The ironic thing that I kind of look at is it definitely applies to them when it's against white people or majority white people. I would assume that, not even assume, because in most cases where acts like this happen, it's not called domestic terrorism off the break. It's a hate crime. Oh, it's just a mass shooting. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. It's like, no. Oh, it's a hate crime. The Klan, hate crimes, domestic terrorism. Why aren't they on that list? Gangs, why aren't they on that list? It doesn't matter what nationality or color the gang is. Why is this not on the books? It's on the books, like Blake said. Hey, apply that. I bet things would change. They would change. Then we look at the mental instability thing. It's like, I understand the role of a defense attorney. But with me not being in the legal field fully, or whatever the case may be, my comprehension of a defense attorney is that you get a fair trial, not to defend you against the blatant shit that you literally did. That's my limited view of a defense attorney. But when you talk about mental instability, like Sun So Lex said, and like we discussed, my man, you drove 2-3 hours. You had time to think about this on that drive. You had time to think about this